Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
DK, there's just no way to sugarcoat this. This was really lackluster cricket today.
Oh, definitely. I think a complete dominating performance by South Africa. You could see from the dressing room how much it meant to them post their win. There is no way that India have anywhere to hide now. I think, obviously they wouldn't be happy with their own performances. I think they did a pretty good job with the bat, and they scored, pretty much what was par, if not more. And to get comprehensively beaten, I must admit, a bit taste of their own medicine, because when most teams come to India, this is how they chase down totals. And to be given that same treatment when you go abroad, I think obviously it'll be a bitter pill to swallow. And just the quality of batting, the partnerships that they were able to stitch together, the inefficiency of the bowling, not able to pick up wickets again. And it was very evident. Obviously, they have more informed batters who are batting rather confidently, and they seem to have a pretty well-rounded batting unit at this point of time in the top five. And a credit to them for the way they played and the way that they ran between wickets and the kind of boundary options they took, safe at all times, but making sure they played to a certain template. And we spoke in the mid-show about how important it is to take on the new ball, and that's exactly what Quinton and Malan did, and they did a really good job at that.
35th and 36th over, Harsha. Those were the two wickets that fell. Bavuma and Malan back-to-back at that point in time. Besides that little 8-10 over, 8-10 ball spell where India could have kind of felt a little optimistic, you'd have to say the rest of the 47 overs pretty much were just all South Africa.
I thought there was only one phase when India looked like they would do something with this game, and that was overs 5, 6 and 7.
Yeah.
That was Umrah Ashwin. I think in 20 balls they had scored 7 runs in the power play. That was the time when it looked like South Africa might do something. There were 10 dot balls. Quinton de Kock misses stumping. Look, you can't you can't clutch at straws and say, look, if that stumping had happened, the game would have been different. You don't know where it would have gone. Right? Everyone does that. I just found it interesting that a team of obviously gifted players coming into their own just won just like that. They just had a walk in the park. So I actually messaged Pony. I said, look, I'm watching what the cameras are showing. I'm only seeing that much. But are you watching there? Are you noticing this lack of intensity in the field? And he said, that's really what we've been talking about here. So it could be. I think, we end up sometimes looking at things very much from an Indian point of view, because we cater to a largely Indian audience. And we forget how well South Africa batted in both games. And I think they've just batted. It's easy to say they've outbowled India, whatever. I think they've actually outbatted India. They've made the bowling look worse. India have major problems in bowling. I mean, if I was a kid, I would have said, just give Bumrah 25 overs and that's it. Right? But I think they batted really well. Look at the role Quinton de Kock played. He shepherded Janeman Malan. Wasn't looking very great to start off, then came good. And the ease with which Markram and Rassi finished it. I don't know, sometimes we only see a little part of the picture, but there must be something about Bavuma. We'll talk about that when the time
I'll go one
comes.
step further.
Bavuma. Yeah.
I'll go one step further and say I think they've outbatted India this whole series, because even in South Africa, in Johannesburg Test match, they were chasing a well above par score for that kind of wicket, for the amount of seam movement it had. Dean Elgar played a brilliant innings. Again, you come down to Cape Town, it was a decider, and the way they batted in the 4th innings, it shows that they have a certain amount of grit, a certain amount of resilience in their batting, which has come through in the ODI series as well. Obviously, just like India, I feel they are a batter short, a bowler short with their 11, because they're playing 6 and 5. Feklukwai are batting at 7, and then you don't have much to follow up after that. So their batting isn't long per se, but just the way the top order has been able to stitch partnerships is fabulous.
100-run partnership today with de Kock and Malan. It was 132 runs is what they put on, and they did that in 21 overs. So Harsha, it was not just, the fact that it was, 35%, 40% of the score. It's also the speed at which they did it, and the fact that it just looked really easy at the time.
If you ask Quinton de Kock which team you want to play against if you've got one game left, he'll say India. And I'm not only saying because of what he did today. He's got 3 ODI hundreds, I think, once in a row against India.